Welcome to February's edition of 4 and 4. My name is Kathy Halgren and I'm the director of the South St. Paul Public Library, and I've got 4 new titles from the library to introduce you to. With February being Valentine's Day month, I thought I'd focus on books that deal with all kinds of relationships. My first book is Lawrence Block's most recent mystery, which came out this summer, called A Drop of the Hard Stuff, featuring Block's detective Matthew Scudder. I'd never read him before, and after this book I'm planning on reading more. He starts out with Matthew and a friend reminiscing about old times and how one of them, in his early days, led a life of crime and the other, Matthew, became a cop. We then learn that Matthew has joined AA, and he's met an old school friend, Jack, from the Bronx, who also hasn't led the cleanest life. Jack is on his 8th step of making amends and visiting all the people he has wronged over the years, and ends up murdered. Matthew is determined to find his killer, but things get interesting when other AA members start turning up dead. I really like the way Block provides a glimpse into the world of alcoholism in AA that I'd never seen before, revealing just how important sponsors and other AA members are to those who are struggling to maintain sobriety. He leavens things with his East Coast humor, so we're not always crying in our beer, but if you haven't read Block and like a good, realistic mystery, he just might be an author for you. My next book is Angelina's Bachelors by Brian O'Reilly. Unlike me, Angelina is a fabulous cook, and she's just made a gorgeous cake for her niece's 21st birthday. Her husband Frankie decides to take a taste of it that evening and ends up having a heart attack and dying. In a matter of days, Angelina becomes a very young widow, loses her job, and gains a new life. An elderly neighbor, Basil, asks her to cook for him, and her reputation spreads so that she finds herself cooking for several bachelors. The setting for this book is South Philly, and you feel like you've been enveloped by a large, loving Italian family. The subtitle of this book is A Novel with Food, and you're treated to over 20 Italian recipes like lavender spiced leg of lamb or toasted nut chicken breasts with dried fruit, wild rice, and amaretto sauce. I'm starting to salivate. This book is a true collaboration between husband Brian and wife Virginia. Very fitting for our February 4 and 4. I've always enjoyed Nevada Barr's books, and her latest, hot off the press, is The Rope. Barr's written 17 books featuring Anna Pigeon, a national park ranger, but this book takes us back before she became a ranger and explains how it all started. At 35, she's left New York for seasonal work at a recreational area on Lake Powell in the West. Seems like an odd thing to do on several counts, but when her husband Zach decides their marriage is over after 7 years, she wants to leave her city life behind and heal somewhere completely foreign to her. But as the story gets going, Anna appears to have left the park. Her clothes and gear are gone, without saying a word to anyone. Since she's reeling from her recent breakup, Anna's been less than sociable to the other seasonals, so they don't even realize something's wrong, but we do. And Anna is forced to live by her wits to survive and become the fearless Anna Pigeon we've come to love. My final book has been out for a bit, but it fits with our theme of relationships. It's Ray Meadows' Mothers and Daughters, and it highlights 3 generations of mothers and daughters, showing the complexity of this unique bond. Samantha is an overly protective mother towards her daughter Ella, while Sam's mother Iris, who was originally from Minnesota but for most of the book is living in Florida, worries that she failed her children and didn't connect well with them, somehow causing their current difficulties. Finally, Iris's mother Violet, Sam's grandmother, tells her story of being brought to the Children's Aid Society in New York by her mother and then riding an orphan train to Wisconsin, where she is finally adopted, marries, and has the chance of a decent, stable life. Many people are fascinated with the whole orphan train experience since a lot of children from New York ended up being raised in the Midwest, and you may know one of them. Ray Meadows is a local author living in Minneapolis, and this is her 3rd novel. That's all for this edition of 4 and 4. See you in March with 4 more titles in 4 minutes.